Hi, my name's Tom. I was sent this next item to go ahead and tell you all about it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. These are macrame keyring wrist holders, so they kind of fit on your wrist. They are woven. They have a nice kind of a metal clasp on the end. They're all kind of golden color. The way you open the clasp is a little back lever here. It's a very standard kind of a little lever, but the whole thing just works really, really well. Watch this. The way this works is it fits onto your wrist. Now, I want to tell you a couple things here. This material is actually pretty strong. It's kind of, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's some kind of a fabric rope of a string. And because you have multiple strands of it, you can see the whole thing's woven really, really well. You got a nice tight closing ring here. And then the whole thing kind of wraps around this ring, but it fits onto your wrist really, really well. It slides around. I have fairly normal sized wrists. I'm a big guy, but I have kind of almost small wrists. But it kind of spins around. It is plenty big. There's not a lot of elasticity to this, so it's not going to stretch out as you go forward. There's a little bit of pull here and there to kind of fit your hand through, but that's it. They're very comfortable. Everyone in my family was able to actually use these, and now they're fighting over them. And if you happen to have a bunch of people in your family, no problem, because you get 6 different colors in this pack. There's also a 4-pack, but I get the 6-pack just because I have all the colors. You have kind of a sage green. That's a light green. That's pretty nice. You've got kind of a dark green. Again, kind of almost like a forest green in a way. You have a white or a beige, I guess. It's not quite white. Maybe more of a little cream color there. You do get a black one. I might end up using the black one there. You get a brown one, kind of a taupe or a brown. And then you go ahead and get this kind of this reddish one. They're all very natural looking. There's no real garish colors. They're not neon. They are natural colors, and they're pretty darn tough and they're pretty darn cool. So what do you use these for? Use them for all sorts of things. You can use them for like ID cards. So here's a great example of where we went to a event and they gave us ID cards, and instead of us kind of hanging around or put them on our a great big long necklace, we went ahead and just put them on our little wristlets. We can carry them around like that. You can carry around obviously a whole set of keys just like this. Just kind of have it here on your key ring so that if you want to grab them real quick, you want to catch them, that's fine. It's nice and secure. It is strong. These little clasps are really strong. I'll talk about that in a second. You can do individual keys. So like when we had we went on vacation, we had a pet sitter. We gave her one of these. We just put our individual house key on it and said, here you go. And she just took that instead of taking a whole set of keys. So it's really kind of a nice set. You can use these for iPhones. You can put them on or smartphones in general. If your case is a keyring case, you can put it on there. Again, that clasp is nice and small. It will fit into most little sections for key rings. You can do travel things. You can attach them to tools. You can put a USB drive on here. You can put a couple things on here. And again, what I did with this particular one is I went ahead and took a regular round key ring that I already had, and I attached it to this. So now the whole thing, I can put a whole bunch of extra stuff on this, and it's nice and secure. Another thing I want you to say you can do is you don't have to use this hook here if you don't want to. You can actually just key ring things right into this particular little D ring here. That's a pretty strong ring as well. And that's actually what's going to be held onto the wrist bracket. So it is nice and secure. It is nice and strong. And let's talk about how strong it really is. I was just kind of curious, so I went ahead and took it and I attached some weights to one. And I put in a 2.5-pound weight, worked fine. Then I put in 2.5-pound weights. So I had 5 pounds hanging off of just one of these little wristlets, and it worked great. It pulled, but it was secure. I was able to bounce it up and down. It did not break. So if you have cell phones, I mean, you could probably hang 5 cell phones off one of these things with no problem whatsoever, which is ridiculous. But they are very secure. They're beautifully colorful. They're really, really pretty. They're pretty useful. Again, I get the 6-pack just because you have them. Oh, by the way, they come individually wrapped in the package, so that you can go ahead and get 1 or 2 for yourself and give the others away as gifts. So it looks like, hey, I bought you a gift. Here you go. But they're all individually wrapped, so each color comes in its own little package that you can go ahead and hand to somebody else. So that's really nice. They're good stocking stuffers. They're good for families that have a whole bunch of different key rings. And again, this thing is nice and big. You can put this on a hook and then just kind of pick it off the hook, put it on your wrist and go. Or you can go ahead and kind of put it in a pile. Even when it's in a pile, it's easy to grab because it's this nice, great big fabric thing. You just grab and go. Everyone in my family loves these things. They're really pretty cool. They're colorful macrame key ring holders for your wrist, and they're highly recommended.